And the answer to the question is that Islam is in a completely unique status in Judaism, in that it is regarded, highly regarded, as a pure monotheism. That Muslims worship one God only. Every Muslim says it every day. La ilaha. They say every day. There is no God but Allah. Every day. And in fact, in the Quran, this is over and over again repeated, that there is no God but God. In fact, that's why Muslims are so sensitive about making like pictures of Muhammad. Even though the crazies, we all have crazies, so the crazies go and do all kinds of crazy things. But the reason is that they don't want that people should ever deify or think that Muhammad is anything more than a prophet or a messenger of God. That no one would ever think that he was actually a deity. And incidentally, there were Muslims who were heretical that actually started to believe that Muhammad was divine in some way, and they were expelled as heretics completely. There was even some Shia Muslims that held that. I mean, there's a very tiny breakaway groups. I mean, we all have them. Like Shia Muslims who believe that Ali was divine. They were, thrown out on their head. So the key point is that Muslims are B'nai Noach, which means that they worship one true God. They worship one God. And I'm going to say this to my Muslim friends: when Christians say to you, or say that Christians do that, they say that Muslims worship a moon god and all kinds of crazy things. They're all liars and they're nonsense. And the Christians who say this, you're making yourself look like idiots in front of these Muslims. I'm going to say it to the Christians who attack Muslims: you should really search yourself, because a Jew is not allowed to even walk into a church. In Jewish law, I cannot walk into a church. I'm not even allowed to step in. I can't use the bathroom. I cannot walk into the building, because unless they don't worship the Trinity, but because they worship a man as God, so it's complete idolatry. No Jew is allowed to walk into a church in Jewish law, but a Jew can go into a mosque. If he wants to, he can pray his afternoon prayers. We pray 3 times a day. We can pray more, but we have 3 times a day. If I want to say my mincha prayer, the afternoon prayer, if I want to say shacharis, I can ask my Muslim friends. I live in the largest Muslim country in the world. I have many, many friends here who are Muslim leaders, and really I can ask them, may I use your mosque because I want to pray shacharis, my morning prayer? Not a problem at all, because they worship one true God. So it's just very important that a person should worship one God and one God alone. The Christians who make up all kinds of nonsense about Islam are really making fools out of themselves completely. And in Jewish law, Muslims have the status of B'nai Noach, which means they worship one God. So the answer is absolutely. Just worship one God and one God only. And that's all.